Good evening. Thank you so much for coming. This is Athena StarSeed, and I am at the Mystic Journey, and this is a StarSeed transmission. So before I begin, I just want to thank each and every one of you guys for coming. I really appreciate it. Everybody is on divine assignment. All of our guides and all of our ancestors have us continue to bump into people, places, and situations to have us actualize more of who we truly are. So sometimes when you come into this planet, you forget why you're here. But you have this longing for home. And you feel this deep connection to the stars, nature, animals, crystals, and the earth. And so I just want to thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys on Facebook for showing up if you're a StarSeed. And I'd like to open up by singing in the 4 directions. So take a nice deep breath, inhale. Exhale. I want you guys to imagine 4 huge archangels on the corners of the walls. And close your eyes and go deep inside yourself. Archangel You can connect us to heaven, and on earth it shall be. Father Sky, and Mama Earth, from the point of light within me, from before my birth, I'm calling it into the sacred circle of light. I'm calling it into this sacred circle of light. I'm calling it into this sacred circle of wealth, prosperity, peace. Calling it into this sacred circle of health, emotion, release. Calling it into this sacred circle of light. I'm calling it in. Nice deep breath. Exhale. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light return to earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men and women. May the Christ return to earth. In the center, where the will of God is known, let the center guide the little wills of men, the center which the masters know and serve, and may it seal the door where darkness dwells. May the plan of love, light, and power restore heaven on earth. Archangel Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, Raphael, Father Sky, and Mother Earth, from the point of light that connects us all, please be here in this sacred circle of light. Allow me to be a clear channel for all involved tonight. May I shine so bright with all the stars of light. Amen. All right. We are going to a sacred place. We are now in sacred space. We are living in a state of grace. We are loving in a sacred way. We are going to a sacred place. We are now in sacred space. We are living in a state of grace. We are loving in a sacred way. I love you, beloved. I love you, beloved. I love you, beloved. I love you. I love you, beloved. I love you, beloved. I love you, beloved. I love you. We are going to a sacred place. We are now in sacred space. We are living in a state of grace. We are loving in a sacred way. I love you, beloved. I love you, beloved. I love you, beloved. I love you. I am you, beloved. You are me, beloved. We are free, beloved. Yes, you and me. Eternally, we're starseed free. Satnam, 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 Satnam. All right, starseeds, light workers, rub your hands together. Rub your hands together. Feel your energy. Feel your energy. Celebrate with me. One of the wonderful things about being a starseed is we love to sing. We love to sing. Do you love to sing? Ever since I was little, I used to really love to sing. It makes me feel warm and tingly inside, just like I do when I rub my hands. So rub your hands together. Feel the energy in your hands and make small little circles. Feel your vibrations. Feel the acceleration. Yeah. Pat them together. Patty cake, bakers, man. Bake me a light ball as fast as you can. Yeah. All right. Feel that? Okay. You want to hold your hands out. You want to generate the light. Oh my goodness, I can feel it. I can feel it. Can you guys feel it? Yeah? Yeah? Okay, good. Can you feel it? Wow, amazing. Feeling it, yeah. So, we're made of the particles of the stars. Everything inside of us, everything inside of our body is made of the same particles as what's above. As above, so below. As within, so without. And the energy that you're feeling right now, I want you to take it. If you're a woman, put right and then left over the heart. Yeah, over your heart chakra. You want to feed your heart some loving starlight. Starlight, starlight, shine bright. Starlight, starlight, shine bright. Shine bright. Starlight, starlight, shine bright, shine bright. All right, so I want to tell you just a tiny little bit about myself. My little mala beads up here. And I also have here a beautiful little architron here. This is a necklace from Nassim Haram. And it creates a 9-foot clear 0-point energy auric field. All right? And because I do a lot of channeling, I'm here at the Mystic Journey on Abbott Kinney in Venice, California. Thank you, Jeff Siegel, for allowing me to broadcast live here tonight on the 30th of January, 2020, for clear sight. This is a broadcasting station right here on Abbott Kinney because it's right near the ocean. And we are in Venice, which is very much like Venus. And Venus is about heart chakra energy. And starseeds are about heart chakra transmissions. And so I just want to go into a little brief history when I was a child and tell you a little bit about how I first felt so connected to my lineage. And maybe you guys have had the same experience. So as a little child at 5, 6 years old, I used to play outside. I was raised in Florida, Tarpon Springs, Florida. And we would play all day long out in the backyard. We had 12 grapefruit trees. So there were big, huge, yellow balls in these big, huge, vast trees. And as the sun was going down in a pink cotton candy sky, I would sit outside and I would stargaze. And as I would stargaze, I would look up and I would just feel so connected to the blinking lights. And I'd wonder if anybody else had seen them. Can you see the blinking lights? The stars used to change colors. Blue, green, orange, yellow, white. Blue, purple, red, green, orange, yellow, white. And as a little girl, I thought they were talking to me. I was like, wow. And I just would feel these energies coming down like love. I'd feel all these streams of love coming down from these stars as I stared up at the night sky. And I felt so safe and so at home. And then I'd hear my mom call me in. It's time to come in. It's time to come in. And I would sit under there, and I wouldn't want to go in. I'd be like, oh, I love it out here so much. My mom would call again, it's time to come in. And I would regretfully go in. But then if my mom put me to bed, I'd sneak out of my bed and I'd open up the windows and I'd look outside and see if the stars were still blinking at me. Red, purple, orange, blue, green, white, blue, purple, orange, blue. And I felt this overwhelming feeling of connection and love. And as I got older, anytime anything ever happened to me, like if I ever got my feelings hurt, or if I ever felt sad or lonely or misunderstood, I would go out of the night sky and I would look at those stars, and they would blink at me, and they would send me transmissions of love and kindness and compassion and appreciation. And it just felt like a warm, buzzing, honey feeling. So I was a pretty rambunctious kid. I used to take dance classes and gymnastics, and I was very athletic. I was kind of a tomboy. I was climbing trees and collecting lizards and running around outside. And then when I was 10 years old, I had this very, very uncomfortable pain in my left knee. I couldn't figure out what it was. And after a year of going to doctor after doctor and being misdiagnosed, they finally took me to the emergency room one day when I couldn't get out of bed, and they found out I had this very rare bone disease called leg calf perthes. It was usually a disease that hit young boys between 9 and 11. And by the time I was in the emergency room, it was like 1981, I was 11 years old, and the disease in my hip had very much deteriorated the head of the femur. And it had gone so far that they immediately put me in a wheelchair and braces and casts. And I was so angry. I was so angry at God and the heavens. And I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do without my legs. If I have to be in a wheelchair, then I don't want to be here. And I had this big conversation with the night sky. If you put me in a wheelchair, I'm out of here. And I had this overwhelming feeling of this transmission, that this inner knowing came to me. And I want to say it said, but it wasn't words when I'm saying it said. It was like, this is only temporary. I was like, what? This is only temporary. I was like, this is only temporary? This is only temporary. You're learning something. Blink, blink, blink. And I was like, okay, this is only temporary. I'm learning something. What am I learning? And I had this overwhelming communion that you will do something extraordinary with your life. You will do something extraordinary with your life, greater than for yourself only. And I was like, me? What am I going to do? But I heard this was only temporary, and I grabbed onto that. And I spent the next 4 years in hospitals, surgeries, braces, leg casts, crutches, and worst of all, a wheelchair. But because I got that transmission, I knew that it was only temporary. However, one of my very last surgeries, I was very, very depressed. And I had just happened to be in the newspaper at the time. I had been singing in my wheelchair. That was one of the things they did gift me with. They gift me with song. And so no matter if I was in the hospital or not, I was singing. If I was in my wheelchair, I was singing. If I was on crutches, I was singing. You know, in braces, I was singing. I mean, I have articles from 1981 for 15 straight years, and every one of the shots, I was pretty much singing. And that's what kept my heart light and my soul awake. However, one day in my body cast, I got so down because all my friends are outside playing, and I was in a hospital bed in my living room looking out a bay window at all my friends playing football and my girlfriend's cheerleading, and I was in this big ugly body cast, and it was in the middle of the summer, and it was so hot. And there was a knock at the door. And I just knew something magical was about to happen. I could always get kind of like an insight, a prophecy, beforehand. I get these little tingles. I still get them today. When something's right about to happen, it's like a wave is about to happen. I knew that the stars were feeling my pain, and so they sent me somebody. There was a knock at the door. My mom opened it up, and a mother and a little child, a little boy, same age as me, 11, came in. And my mom said, "Here's Petey. Petey had the same disease that you did, and he got wind that you were kind of sad for being in the body cast, and he wanted to spend the afternoon with you. Would that be okay?" And I just knew my friends up in the heavens had sent Petey to me. Petey was blonde, crystal blue eyes, and a very magical child. Petey and I spent the entire afternoon together, and he taught me at 11 how to meditate. He asked me to close my eyes and take nice deep breaths. And then he asked me to count backwards from 10 to 1 and open a big, huge door. So I did. 10, 9, 8, 7, and I started descending down the stairs. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I saw that big, huge door. And Petey told me to open it, so I did. I opened the door. And he told me to find a beautiful sanctuary, someplace that was so far deep inside myself. There was just beautiful flowers and only love. And I opened up this door, and I saw like a heaven, a heavenly plain, filled with all kinds of multicolored flowers and rainbows and waterfalls and a bench and a pathway. And I was following the pathway. And I saw in the far distance the bench. And he said, "There's someone here that wants to meet you." And at first I got a little scared because it was a very, very tall, slender figure with a big, huge black hood and a black robe. And I couldn't see the person's features or their face, neither their hands. And they walked from the bench towards me. And they didn't speak any words, but they looked down at me and they started sending me energy. And it was the same energy that I had heard from the stars. This is only temporary. You are here learning something about yourself that you will be using later on in your life. This is only temporary. And then I got the transmission that I was to love every cell in my toe and every cell in my ankle and every cell in my calf and every cell in my knee and every cell in my thigh and every cell in my hip and every cell in my femur and every cell in my pelvis and every cell in my body. And every day I was to say, "I love you, I 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 love you." And it would take me hours and days and weeks and months to love every cell in my little body. And then the guy told me not to worry, to have faith. And I turned around and I thanked him. And I walked back towards that big, huge door. And I saw the stairs going up a vertical incline. And I started to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I was back in my body. And Petey had told me that he had the same disease that I did. And he did a very similar meditation, and he never had one surgery. He He never had one surgery. He went right from his braces right to his healing. And don't you know that 3 months after that, the body cast came off. I had a miraculous healing. They wrote it down in the newspaper as one of the most incredible, extraordinary healings of that disease that had been diagnosed at that time. And I went from the parallel bars to learning how to walk again. And by the time I was 15, I was up and running. And it was considered a miracle. Now, these days, we have elegant research looking at Bruce Lipton and Joe Dispenza to really see that our bodies and our mind are connected. Our cells and our souls are connected. The stars and us, we are connected. We have a transmission, a reception. We're receivers and transmitters. We're sending and receiving messages constantly in and out of light. And my star brothers and sisters up there in the heavens knew that I needed another little being that had the same experience to help encourage me to get through some of those darkest days. So that was just one example of how when you think that you're totally at the end of your rope and you have nothing else to pray about or see about or think about, you're like, that's so dark, there's barely a little tiny prick of light at the end of the tunnel. You ask the heavens, please send me a sign. And then somebody like Petey shows up. And I get this incredible meditation. And I was able to communicate with my cellular body and regrow my bones and my hip. The second story I want to share with you about being a starseed and getting transmissions from otherworldly energies. I had graduated from high school and I really wanted to go to college. I didn't know what I wanted to major in. My dad wanted me to go in communications. I was very theatrical. I loved drama. I loved plays. I loved musicals. I really wanted to do theater. And in my heart, I said, what should I do? And I auditioned for a theater scholarship at the University of Maryland. And I said to the light beings, if this is my destiny, allow me to have a full ride to college, because right now I was paying for my own semesters at community college. And if it's to be, shall the light shine on me? And of course I get the call. Congratulations, you just received a campus scholarship at the University of Maryland. You are now a theater major. Da-da-da! I was so happy. I was like, Dad, I got the scholarship. It was like a second miracle. Not only did I get out of the wheelchair, and now I could use my legs, but now I had to use my legs for something. I got to sing and dance and do plays and get actually paid to do that, right? Paid to go to school. That was amazing. However, my senior year, I was in a musical. Not a musical, what am I saying? I was in a theater performance, and it was Midsummer Night's Dream, and I got cast as Puck. And it was a very demanding role because we did it on rollerblades, and I was going up and down these 6-foot ramps. And it's like the last weekend of the show. It's a Friday night, early Saturday morning, about 4 a.m. The phone rings, and I get a phone call, and I hear my sister on the other end. And my birth name is Tina. And she says, Tina, are you awake? I said, yeah, what's going on? Why are you calling me so early? She says, Richie, our brother died. You have to come home now. I was like, pfft. I was like, a ton of bricks fell on my heart. I felt like the life got sucked out of me. I could barely drive. It was raining that morning, and it was a 15-minute drive from where I was living in Laurel, Maryland, into Greenbelt. And I remember driving through the raindrops and thinking, no, let it not be true. Let it not be dead. Let it not be dead. I was so sad. My brother and I were very close. It took me a lot of energy to try to go to school and to try to do anything. I was so severely depressed. He took his life by suicide, and I could not figure out why that would be in our family, why that would happen to my brother. What could I have done? So after much contemplation, I really wanted to leave school. I just wanted to quit and get out and carpe diem, just start my life and try to change the world and help other people. that might be facing suicide or depression and do something to make their life happier, to help them in any way that I could. And so I went underneath the night sky and I was like, okay guys, what am I supposed to do now? Do I stay here and finish my scholarship? Or do I leave and I just start my life? I said, I need to know if I'm supposed to go to Los Angeles, California. I said, I need to see a shooting star within 5 minutes, and I command this. Am I supposed to go to Los Angeles, California? 3 shooting stars within a 5-minute period. And I heard the song, I'm leaving on a jet plane. I don't know if I'll be back again. And I was like, okay. Within that week, Dawn Wells, an actress from a long time ago, her name is Marianne from Gilligan's Island, Dawn Wells, she came into Baltimore doing a wellness conference. She had been friends with my family, and I had been sending her my plays and theater. I asked her to come and see me. We had a conversation. I told her what happened to my brother, and I said, listen, I think I'd really like to go to LA. And she said, I have a free plane ticket. You can stay in my guest house. I'll help you get your acting career started. Come on out to Los Angeles, California. So when you let go and you surrender, you don't know what you're going to do next, and you up to the heavens and you ask for a sign, they'll give you a sign. I got 3 signs. Now, most people can just get 1 sign, but I'm a little hard-headed, so I got 3 signs. Boom, 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 3 shooting stars. Then the whole flow opened, and I just got guided out here to Los Angeles, California. I lived there for about 6 months. I got a job at Universal Studios doing stunt work. That was really fun. I started my fitness career transferring from Bali's out back east to Bali's out here, and then I worked for LA Fitness. And then another magical thing happened. I was trying to figure out, what am I supposed to be doing? And again, I'm talking to the stars, I'm receiving transmissions, I'm on the treadmill, and I'm just running, and I'm thinking, there's got to be more. Why am I out here? Why am I out here? They give me a flash of insight about an outdoor fitness program. And they show me exactly how to reverse engineer it. I saw all the dominoes go from the finish line all the way back to the beginning. And so I started one of the first outdoor fitness programs. I took fitness outside and I gamified it. People had uniforms. They had like their little fatigues on with compasses and maps. And by the way, it was all about play, 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 play. And that's one of the main proponents of being a starseed. A lot of music, a lot of singing, a lot of play. Making things fun. Why? To get more wattage off of people's bodies. And I saw a connection. I saw a connection with joy and playing and high vibrations. So now I'm in my 20s, and the star connections are really, really, really coming in. They're transmitting. And so I started my boot camp every morning at 5 a.m. to 6:30. And so I'd be driving at 4 a.m. to Burbank from Toluca Lake. And I would be talking to the stars, and I would be underneath the stars in the mountains at night, and I would see the blinking again, blinking, blinking, blinking. And I'd have a white owl sit in a palm tree and watch me teach. And I was like, whoa, this is amazing. And sometimes I would say things I didn't even know that I was going to say. And I would be like, listening to what I was saying and going, wow, where is this coming from? They were streaming and beaming information into my body, and I was saying things that was changing people, and they were having breakthroughs, and it was beyond my 24 years. I couldn't figure out how these things were coming through, but I was open. And that's what I want to say to you guys. If you feel that you're a light worker, stay open. When things get challenging, don't be depressed. Stay open, and open to having a greater level of expression through your heart chakra. Always know that the contraction is ready for the expansion. That there's always an ebb and a flow so that we can continue to grow and evolve and ascend and transcend the adversity that's our university that teaches us the courses in this so-called life school that shows us that we are human and God particles, made in the image and likeness of gods. Gods meaning creators, creator beings. We are star beings. Star, we look like a star, right? We have 5 points, 1, 2, 3, legs, 4, 5. Star beings. We're star beings. Beings of the light. Beings of the light, beam of the light. So we have to stay open and ask for help. All you light workers out there that get sad, and it happens, yes it does, because we feel things very deeply, deeper than most. Most of us are empathetic. We have empathy, we have clairvoyance, which means clear seeing. We have clairaudience, we can hear, clear knowing, we can transmit, we can know things before we know things. Channeling abilities, we're saying things that we don't even know what we're saying, but then we have to learn what we're saying so we can write them down and then practice what's coming through. Beyond our years, beyond our fears, being able to channel. So the thing I want to share with you about starseeds is we have 2 purposes. 2 purposes. One is to self-actualize this lifetime. That means to know thyself, right? Clear a certain amount of your karma, 51% of your karma. That means everything from the past life that you didn't do, you got to check off and do. Everything this life that you agreed to do, you need to do. Right? To accelerate your own orb's vibration. But you also have a second purpose, and this is important because this is the difference between humans and light workers, humans and star seeds. Star seeds have 2 purposes, one for the self and one for the planetary consciousness. You are not here just for yourself alone. No, you're not. You're not here just for your family, although you may have a family, and I do. And I love my daughter, and I love my family. However, I am in service as my service to the whole, the collective, unified field of I love you. I love you, I love you, I love you. The unified field of I love you. I am here for myself, my daughter, my community, my country, my continent, my planetary ecosystem, and also the universe. And starseeds know that they have a planetary mission. They know that. Whether it's the environment, the animals, the people, or it could be something specific as like a political reconstruction. Things continue to evolve in your soul and guide you down your yellow brick road as you're touring your duty to find out where your treasure is. And you can always backphrase and look in the life plan when you were 5, 6, 7, 8, where were you spending most of your time? I was outside in nature staring at the stars. My favorite time is really early in the morning or really late at night. Stargazing. Some of the darkest times in my life when I wanted to jump off the planet, because I'm a very deep feeler, I would hear, just wait one more day. I mean, clear, like somebody was whispering in my ear, wait one more day. Things are going to get better tomorrow. And literally the sun would come out, the whole world would shift, the flow would open, I would be in these golden beams of light, and my world would open. The first time I was on television, I was 11 years old. You know what I'm saying? I was raising money for muscular dystrophy in my wheelchair. You see what I'm saying? The flow opened. Crazy things like that would happen. There was something guiding my life. There's something guiding your life. It's pulling you towards the center of who you are so that you can be in greater service, not just to yourself, but to the planet. A planetary mission. The light workers have a planetary mission. Sometimes they feel like this isn't their home. Although the universe is their home. The entire universe is their home. And we have been on many different planets and many different star systems. And you can feel that because when you read about the Pleiades, or you read about the Venetians, or you read about Andromeda, you know what I'm saying? You're feeling, or Sirius A or Sirius B, you're feeling like, wow, this is so fascinating, this is so encouraging, this is so delicious, it's amazing. The worlds over there are beautiful. Let me just tell you about them. Everybody sings. In fact, we don't speak in regular languaging, and this is kind of boring to actually talk like this. We talk to each other in a song. I always felt that the musicals came from the Pleiades, Pleiades, Pleiades. They came from the stars above for me. They share with me, I'm free. I can sing a new reality. I always thought singing was the solution to everything, because on my home planet, everybody sang. So it was only natural that I'd go to college and I'd go into theater. So I leave the University of Maryland, and I come out here to Los Angeles, and I'm starting my wonderful fitness career. The flow opens. I keep following the transmissions. I end up doing television, radio, and TV. And it was very exciting for me at the time, because I had, imagined being a star, regular star, and having the littlest amount of fame that I did have in my 20s and my 30s, it still fell short of the real star light that I knew was possible. And so, after a very big dip into the dark night of the soul, which many of you starseeds are well aware of, that's where you lose communication from your home world. And you have to go off of other senses. You have to go off of the mystery, the unknown. You have to go deep, dark into the shadow work. And that's when I wrote a book about the shadow. Embracing the shadow, finding the contrast with the darkness and the light, embracing the small parts of yourself that you wanted to banish away, and calling them back. The jealousy, the fear, the anger, the hurt, the rage, calling those soul parts back and putting them back into your Humpty Dumpty matrix. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall, Humpty Dumpty had a great fall, all the pieces fell everywhere. And you're calling them back together, to gather, to integrate. The light and the dark, the good and the bad, the in and the out. And so that's what I did. I started putting myself back together, and I started getting the transmissions again. Once I really embraced my sadness. Embracing my sadness was a really big deal, because I didn't want to cry. I didn't want to be in a puddle of mud. I wanted to stay shiny and bright. And you know what? That's not realistic. There are a lot of spiritual beings, especially the light workers, that only want to polarize in the light. And we have to, as I'm wearing black, we have to be able to incorporate the dark and the light, the good and the bad, because there's usefulness in that, right? Yeah? Usefulness. But it's also about listening. It's really about listening. So the Celebration Story for No Reason, you can find on lulu.com, and you can check it out. It is a coloring book for adults, and you color in your own story as you're reading it, and then you can reread it, and there's bold words, and there's a secret message. And at the end of the book, you answer the living questions that start to grow little seeds of light within your Garden of Eden, and they picture together a mosaic of where you're supposed to be and who you are from the inside out when you answer the questions. And the transmission for the book was channeled, completely channeled from the stars. The reason they had me write the book was because they said, the child inside knows. The child. The child is the solution. The child is the Christ light. The child is the star being. The child is the inner sanctum. That is your through line. Anyone who's lost, go into the inner child, and the inner child will shine that flashlight and find your way back to your home. Yeah. So the third story I want to share, anytime I ever lost myself, I would return to my music. I really just loved to sing. And I had gotten to the height of my fitness career. And I was making a lot of money, living in a beautiful house in Toluca Lake. Every dream I ever had come true. And I still felt something was missing. And so chances had it, I let go of everything. And I go to Bali and I fast in the jungle for 9 days, no food, just coconut water and coffee. And the whole universe turned white. And I was in this void, this absolute nothingness. And in that void, I heard, you have to sing. And I was like, I have to sing. How am I going to make a living singing? I don't know what I'm going to do with singing. But I was like, okay, somehow if I just am open and willing, you'll show me the next 30 feet. Because that's normally how it happens. They don't give me all of it all the time. They don't always give me the end result. But they say, just follow direction. So I'm flying home from Bali. It's like a very long flight, like 16 hours. In the middle of the flight, we've got horrible turbulence. The plane is about to go down. The pilot has everybody seated. I am just gripping like this and praying, please, 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 whatever you want me to do, whatever you want me to do, just do not kill me in a plane. You know, when you have one of those talks with God, I promise, I promise, I promise, I'll do my sole purpose, even if it's singing. And all of a sudden, my third eye opens, I see an RV, I see myself traveling around, and I see myself singing with an acoustical guitar. I say, okay, I'll do it. The plane stops, starts to go smooth again. You can move around the cabin light comes on. And I was like, all right. I imagined 4 angels holding the wings of the plane, front, back, side, and it stabled itself out. And when I got home, I got a guitar. I manifested an RV. I lived at the base of National Forest. And I started playing guitar again after like 15 years. And I was like, all right, I'm going to do music. I'm going to be in service to the light. I'm going to figure this thing out. So as I said, my third story is I end up doing a gig at the Rose Temple, right over here on Rose Street in Venice. And I finished opening for Fantuzzi. I'm driving home. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm heading up the 405 to the 101. I'm on the 101, and I see in my third eye, because it's the stars are like totally beautiful in the middle of the night. They're just gorgeous, and I was looking at the stars all night. I'm driving, and I get this flash of intuition. Pull off the road, there's going to be an accident. And I'm thinking, no, this is impossible. There's not going to be an accident. This is crazy. And they're like, pull off the road, there's going to be an accident. Now, meanwhile, I didn't say this, but I'm actually pregnant. And I'm feeling so beautiful and so happy that I'm pregnant. I'm thinking, there's no way that anything can happen to me. I'm pregnant right now. I feel so protected by the divine. They're like, there's going to be an accident, pull off the freeway. By the third time I got the flash, I knew, just pull off just in case. As I pull off, a car in front of me cuts off a semi-truck, jackknifes a semi-truck, and I'm going underneath DeSoto, and a huge accident was above my head. And I was like, my heart stopped. I would have been killed with my daughter if I had not listened to the beams of transmission coming into my intuition, showing me the flashes of light. So at this point, what I want to say to you is, if you stay open, the least of which you'll be able to follow your dharma, the most of which you save your life. You can absolutely save your life. The star transmissions have helped me end suffering, not knowing why I was in a wheelchair. The star transmissions have helped me make decisions on getting scholarships to college and then going out to Los Angeles, California. The star transmissions have saved my life, taking me to Bali and showing me that my purpose is to sing when I had no idea what I was doing. And they had saved my life. They had saved my life from a huge accident because I was listening and I was receptive. So, the things I want to share with you is I get interfaces during the dream time. I have beings come and visit me. I don't know if you guys have had this experience or not, but I've had a being called Melchizedek come, and turns out he's a musician. I've had 9 high prosthetics come in white robes and transmit to me energies of planetary consciousness on how the planet will be shifting in the next 10 years, in the next decade. We are changing faster and faster and faster, upgrading our fiber optics. We're turning into crystalline beings. We're able to hold more light. And in saying that, they do have messages for the people of Earth, especially the starseeds, because we have the ability to expand our auric field over the entire planet. So to the star beings, these transmissions are very clear. Number one, we've got to get our diet in order. We need to eat lighter. Okay, so that means full rainbow colored food, fruits and vegetables. Getting off all animal and dairy products. It's too dense for the light workers. It's too dense for us. So the star beings are transmitting to me, let that be known. Let that be known. Lighten up your diet. The second thing is much more movement and exercise. We have to be able to open up all of our chakras to carry the light filaments, to be able to have the telomeres start regenerating. So fasting is a priority, at least once a week. Dry fasting, that means no water, no food. Or liquid fasting, just water. So breatharianism has been something that they have been channeling to me since 2009. I had a huge 6-foot eagle come to me telling me that it's time to change my bloodstream over to more of a breatharian bloodstream. Like the blood changes. You're able to digest prana. You're able to, they showed me a bunch of different things, people. I don't know if you're going to believe a lot of this, but this is what the energy is. We have the ability to breathe through our skin. We have the ability to breathe underwater. We have the ability to absorb energy out of the atmosphere. We do not need water or food to exist, to change over. So the last year, I've been studying very, very deeply with Jazz Moheen. I've been looking at Ray Mayor's videos. I also looked a lot at El-amin's videos. I did some teaching with him. He's still a work in progress, but he does have some good information. But it's connected to the light workers, because the more we eat light and the more we feel light, the more we shine bright, the more our thoughts affect reality, and we do change the morphogenetic field. There is a consciousness, a noosphere, that we can imprint with our imagination when we shine bright. So the beings want me to transmit to you, change your diet, more light. Change your exercise. At least start moving an hour to an hour and a half every single day and start flushing out the body, detox the system. The second thing they want us to know is we have to detox our emotional body. Our auric field has to be flushed out. How do we do that? We've got to process all the old wounds. It's time. A lot of it should have been done last year in 2019. Okay, this is the changing of the guards. This time right now is now time. 2020 vision means you have got to be able to forgive everybody who ever hurt you, and not only just forgive them, have compassion for them, pray for them, and bless them. The transmissions are, we are to bless our beings. We don't have any enemies. We're all family members. Everybody who has ever taught us anything is a member of the tribe, and we are here to love them unconditionally. And that will clear out our aura. That's the emotional body. We have to detox the emotional body. It's extremely important. It's too dense. It's too dense for what's happening right now. So much light is pouring onto the planet that we have got to flush out all those negative emotions. So they told me we have to feel it to heal it. We have to forgive it, and we have to bless it. We have to feel it to heal it. We have to forgive it. And we have to bless it. 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 We all bless all the beings who ever hurt us. Bless our parents. Let's do a blessing with the parents right now, because that's a lot of the wounds in the astral body and the emotional body is the parental wounds. A lot of the light workers incarnated into families where they had very challenging earth families, earth parents. Huh? Anybody? Anybody? So let's rub our hands together right now. Repeat after me. Let's just do this right now. Let's just clear it out right now. Say, I love you, Mother and Father. I love you, Mother and Father. I forgive you, Mother and Father. I forgive you, Mother and Father. I bless you, Mother and Father. I bless you, Mother and Father. I love, forgive, and I bless myself. I love, forgive, and I bless myself. Now bless yourself. Inhale. Hold the breath. And exhale. Receive the blessing. Inhale. Just breathe into that. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Golden light in. And gray skies out. Golden skies in. Gray skies out. See yourself in a wide open golden sky. Golden skies in. Gray skies out. Fill your body with golden light. All right. And the third transmission that they really wanted me to tell you was to clear out the mental body. And the mental body is all these thoughts that are cluttering up this mind, this mental energy. Imagine if everybody gets an incredible, huge chalkboard and it's all blank. And the universe says, you can color on this chalkboard anything you want in your imagination and it will happen. But before you're about to take the colorful chalk and draw on the board, all of these bubbles cloud it up, and it's like this problem and this worry and this distraction and this person and that thing, and you can't even get to the chalkboard because you've got all these little balls of distraction before you have your imagination on the chalkboard. You can't even color. It's so cluttered. And so the message really is the light workers have got to see the rests between the notes. You've got to have the space between the thoughts. We get to empty like a pouring pitcher of golden milk. Empty the mind. And as we empty the mind, we erase the chalkboard. And in that wide open empty space, we receive the transmissions to crayon in our own reality. In that empty space, the imagination winds a world of love through our hearts into this three-dimensional planetary construct. We, the beings of light, transmit love into the field of this reality through celebrating our imaginings. Our imagination creates our world. And we are the imagination of God, Goddess. We are the imagination of the sun, streaming and beaming as beings of love, light, and sound and song. We are the ones that are the weavers of the new world. We're the weavers of the new world. Spider woman, weave your web. Feed the people manna as bread, to let them know that they're only led by the soul's inner light from inner sight. From up above and down below, around and round and round we flow. Merrily, merrily, merrily we row. Gently down the stream. Gently, 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 gently. Gently down the stream with our inner child's beaming light, that life is but a dream. Light is but a dream. We create reality. We are 100% responsible for everything that happens to us. Let's all say it. I am 100% responsible for everything that happens to me, through me, so that I can see myself in the reflection of every living, loving being. Every living, loving being is a reflection of myself. And as I realize that, I can read the environment, pass my tests, pray for my enemies in me, lovingly transcending the duality, returning to a unified field of I love you. Ways to empty the mental body are yoga, the asanas, lubricating the spine, opening up the light channels, breath work, Ujjayi breath, the breath of the ocean, the breath of sound, pranayama, nostril breathing, right and left lunar, solar, Kapali breathing. Skull polishing. Clearing the mind. Meditation. Focusing on the blue pearl. Allowing the breath to come up and down the spinal column. Inhaling through the top of the head, all the way down to the base of the spine. Exhaling from the base of the spine up to the top of the head like a whale spouting out, unwanting apana. In with the prana. Exhale the apana. Silencing the mind. Qigong. Feeling the vibrational energy, the cosmic field. Tai Chi. Moving the energy, feeling the flow, slowing everything down. This is what silences the mind. The StarSeed transmissions are about unifying the physical body, the emotional body, the mental body, so that the soul body can shine its highest wattage through us. And that's why we're here. To be able to shine the most amount of joy possible that we can handle in this resonant frequency. Now, I will tell you, I had asked in 2006, one of the Ascended Masters, I had had a visitation from this very skinny yogi in a diaper who looked like he never ate. Maybe he was a breatharian, I don't know. He could look like an immortal. I had said, I want to see the Akashic records. I was kind of demanding. I want to see the Akashic records. Show them to me, show them to me. So I sat in a meditation and I was like, I want to see the Akashic records. And then I lay down. And this being materializes in front of me and opens this huge book that looked like it was burlap or something. And he had like a white turban on his head, a tiny little diaper, and it was very skinny. I mean, he looked 90 pounds, okay? And big, huge chocolatey eyes. And he looks right at me and he opens the book like this. And I'm laying down, and I'm like, in my mind, no, it's too big. It should be a microchip. It should be really little. How can the entire universal consciousness of everything fit in a book? That's crazy. I don't know what I was thinking. This guy looks at me, closes the book, pulls me out of my body, my astral body, levitates me over the bed, and crosses me through his body like this, and I get 100,000 electrical shocks like this. Shut it down, 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 shut it down. Boom! And I like hit my face flat on the bed. And in his kindness of his eyes, it was almost like, you poor thing, you have no idea how electrifying this energy is. Your body isn't even prepared to hold the frequency of the Akashic records. I mean, and he was right. I literally got electrocuted. And I came out of my consciousness state. The phone rang. I sold a boot camp client for $500. I hung up the phone. I went back into my meditation and I was like, come back. You know, did he come back? No, he did not. I have not seen him since. That was 2006. What I learned was I was asking for more power than I had been prepared to receive. And so we, the light workers, the star beings of this planet in this space-time continuum, we really want to be effective. And yet we have failed to look at the physical body as a part of our unified field. We have failed to clean up the emotional body by forgiving all of our ancestors, our mothers, our fathers, our sisters, our brothers, our boyfriends, our girlfriends, the people that hurt us, the president, the governments, the countries, the continents, the planet, the pollution, everything. And we have to empty the mind. And so we want to hold more power, we want to be more useful, and yet we haven't done this work yet. So the transmissions from the stars is what they're saying to me is tell the beings to love themselves. And I said, okay, well how? And they said, like this. And I said, what? Personal mind, body, spirit care is self-love? Yes. And I'm like, wow, that's so earthly. Yes, 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 yes. It's earthly. You're on earth to be human. You are a light being trapped in a human construct, in a body. Take care of it. Take care of it so that you can hold more light. That's how you do it. Master the human condition. And that means we have to also master finances. We can't just walk around like emissaries of light and say we don't need money. I mean, I see so many spiritual people going, oh, we don't need money. We're spiritual. We don't need money. You're a human, and you're supposed to magnetize resources, finances, so that you can be a contribution to your aspect of your puzzle piece. So yes, you do. You will be using money. It's a tool. Right? Not just for you, but for the collective whole. We use it as a tool. It's a flow. It is current. It's a current. And so we do make the financial resources available, and we tithe back that 10% to spiritual teachers, to nonprofits, to organizations, to the people that are using it in order to illuminate the planet and help the beings that are not as awake as we are. So how do we do that? We eliminate all the lower density thought forms in our bodies, our emotions, and our minds, and then we can get those high ideas, put those innovations into capitalistic programs, make more abundance, and share the overflow. Share the overflow. You see what I'm saying? There are no limits to your imagination as you draw on that chalkboard of life when you've popped all those bubbles of the thought forms that are blocking you from your own divinity. Blocking you from your own divinity. You have the divinity within you to do what you came here to do. Everything, the batteries are included. You don't need to read another book. You don't need another guru. You don't need anything else except for what you came with. You came in with everything that you'll ever need to do you. And that's the truth. So do it. That's what they're telling me to tell you. Do it. Just do it. Right? Like Nike. Nike in Greek means victory. Nike. It means victory. It means victory. Just do it. You already are it. Be it. Have it. Do your homework. Clean out your body. Clean out your body. Clean out your emotions. Clean out your mind. Beam your light. Be the contribution you came here to be. Listen, be receptive. Transmit. Receive, and transmit. Receive this message and then transmit your light to the world. Receive this message and then transmit your light to the world. Receive this message and transmit your light to the world. Because if you don't play you, there's a star that's not lit in the heavens. You came here to be you, and nobody else can take your place. Not one person can take your place. It is you. And this is what it's about. I want you to know how much I love you. I believe in you. I admire you. Each and every one of you has great work here to do as the star seeds of this planet. And as we band together and we remember, we reassemble, we remember who we are and why we came, we have the courage to continue to beam brighter light. So I'd like to just end with a song that I wrote as I was praying one day. And this is a song for you. If you've ever felt unseen or unheard or unnoticed, you're not. You're not. I pray for you guys every single day. I walk my medicine wheel and I pray for the light workers. There are over 144,000 of us that already know these transmissions deeply, intimately, and are actualizing right here, right now. And we are now coming together in our monads and we are connecting to our soul families. And we are telepathic and we are calling each other towards the center. And as we do that, we give each other permission to be a bigger, brighter, loving light. So I'm singing this for you, all you star seeds, all you light workers. I love you so much. Sing, play, write, dance, shine. All right, here we go. I see you in snowflakes on a midnight winter sky. I see you in springtime in a yellow butterfly. I see you in tiny crystal caramel sand. I see you in the autumn leaves painted by God's hand. I see you. I see you. Na na na, I see you. I see you in the falling rain, wetting my wounded soul. I see you in the firelight, burning up my ego. I see you in the darkened earth, grounding all my fears in life. I see you in misty clouds, dissolving all my mind. I see you. Na na na, I see you. I am you, sitting underneath a tree. All time turns like seasons dancing merrily. My heart yearns for the Trinity. Your heart burns across infinity, and we are one. I see you, you see me. I am you. I see you in the minerals. Yes, all the plants and the animals. I see you in humanity. All those angels, well, I see. I see you, do you see me? Cross infinity, eternity, we are one around the sun. So let us shine. I see you. Do you see me? I am you. I am you and you are me. I love you, oh can't you see? I am light, I am the light. 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 I am not the things my family did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. No, I am alive. Yes, I am alive. I am alive. There's only light. I am alive. There's only light. God, shine your light. I am not the color of my eyes. I am not the skin on the outside. I am not my age. I am not my race. The soul inside. I am alive. Yes, I am light. You are the light. God's holy light. You are divinity defined. You are the God on the inside. You are the stars, so shine bright. You are the mountains, stand tall in pride. You are the rivers, the God's holy flow. You are the eagles, and yes, you know that you're the light. You're just the light. You're God's light. You are the stars, and you shine bright. You are forgiveness, God's holy bright. You are the mountains, stand tall with pride. You are the oceans, you're deep and wide. You are the eagles, fly prayers to the sun. You are the rivers, God's holy one. You are the light, God's holy light. You are divinity defined. You are the God on the inside. You are the light. You're made of starlight. starlight. So kushin meme kushin tata shimpe pene makata sha. Ora kota shimene mefe kota shimbemba so shinde kinshebe kota to sampameli shime. Ora kota shimene basa chibe ke basham pada shan la ni shimba handa khoni wa hum bi shim bi jaga sha fa sham bu sin de bi ke me ma. Aso shim da sha fa ka kun shim bi shi la to shu. This is Athena StarSeed. I love you very much with the passion of heaven. Thank you so much for spending this beautiful evening with me. Shine your light. I love you guys so much. If any of you need any extra help, there's going to be a link below. You can just go to Ask Athena Intuitive Readings. And I do soul readings and channelings for the light workers and for everybody who need to increase their vibrational resonance. I love you. Blessings, love, and light. Thank you so much. Namaste.